that third trimester, moving into that where things get a little bit bigger, things get, there might be some of the nausea in the first trimester. It might not be as much, though I will say for my poor wife, from conception to delivery, she had morning sickness for our first one. Thank goodness it wasn't like that. The only time that she didn't feel sick is when she was exercising. So she was crushing some spin and cycling classes. And with our first one, she was like, it's the only thing. And for like an hour or two after, she felt okay. But then hit with it again. And when she had that morning sickness throughout. And then in the third trimester, she had, the stomach is being pressed against. So she felt like she couldn't eat anything, but she wanted to eat, and her back hurt, and she had sciatic pain. There were so many things that just built up that made you think she will never have another kid. And then she was like, psych. And we had 2 more. So, so talk to us about the third trimester and what happens there.
Yeah. So obviously, along with the weight gain, there are big changes that can happen to alignment. And in our education, we talk so much about the importance of maintaining a neutral alignment, because as you imagine, as the weight is gaining in the front of the body with the breasts and the belly, that's going to shift the center of gravity from where it is pre-pregnancy to just below the belly button to up and forward. And now this increases stress on the posterior chain from top to bottom. Oftentimes we see that very exaggerated anterior pelvic tilt, which then puts us into lumbar extension and compresses the low back tissues. So it's really not a surprise that most pregnant people complain of low back pain as the number one thing that they're experiencing as a discomfort during pregnancy. Yeah. And along with those shifts, coupled with the hormonal changes I mentioned a little bit earlier, the pelvic position starts to change. So there's a widening at the pelvis, and the feet then, if we travel down from the pelvis down to the feet, the foot stance gets wider. And all of that starts to change how people move through gait and through everyday movement patterns. So this cascade from top to bottom really impacts the alignment, not only in static postures, but also dynamically during everyday tasks.